Hello, revolutionary greetings to all and sundry. I want to extend hearty greetings to all the people of the Southern Cameroons, the once independent state of Southern Cameroons. Today is November 24, where I am, but in several parts of the world at this time it's already November 25. And so I want to extend revolutionary greetings to all and sundry on this day, which is brand new in some parts and night in my area. I'm coming at this hour to record this very important message because I like the people of the Southern Cameroons and all the friends and sympathizers of our cause for the total liberation of our land from colonial occupation. I bring to you greetings, and this message is very important, so momentous, because by day and by night, La République du Cameroon and its allies and friends, both within and out of the country and within and out of the African continent, are doing all in their power to make sure they keep us under perpetual slavery. And so today, there are new developments. This message is especially important because our people, wherever they are, especially on the African continent, should know exactly what is cooking next. Before I delve into this message, I have this feedback to my last communication, which was in broken English, so we call it pidgin. And so that message was a call on all and sundry for us to understand the need to come together so that as one people, we can overcome the challenges before us, because the times are dire and there appears to be an international conspiracy to deny us our freedom, this freedom, which is an inalienable right. And so I was drawing the attention of the people of the Southern Cameroons to the importance of setting aside all kinds of differences and coming together to make sure that we pool resources together, minimize waste, avoid confrontations which are not necessary, avoid competition which is gainless, and try and pull all our resources together so we can be able to stem the tides of the troubles that are before us. And so this feedback came to me from a lady, and it left me speechless, and I felt like I need to share it just before I delve into the message that I bring to all and sundry at this hour. Make no mistake, this message is one you must take very seriously, because the times are really critical and there is nothing that we have to leave to chance. This message reads, "Hi, I'm sitting at home right now watching your video of November 23. And this question came to my mind. Who is he talking to on social media about division? Are you not a frontline leader? By now, all frontline leaders should be talking to each other. All of you, the frontline leaders, are on social media talking about division. To who?" And she puts 5 question marks. This statement I am saying to you, Mr. Akuro, applies to Mr. Milton Tucker. It applies to Sisiku IG team. It applies to Ayaba. All of you can keep talking on social media till the cows come home. All you need to do is to reach out to each other and sort out what you are good at and support each other. All of you cannot be good at the same thing that is needed in this revolution. I will admit there is division among non-leaders as well. But I think if you, the frontline leaders, start reaching out to each other instead of talking on social media, the non-leaders will follow. Collaboration does not mean you give up your leadership and fall under another leader. Collaboration means let's support each other by finding common grounds that will push the revolution forward. This message came to me at 8:54 p.m. Eastern Time. I have decided to withhold the name of this lady, but I went out to share this message because it is very important. I have another one which says, "I am addressing this message to Mr. Sako Samuel I'm addressing this message to Mr. Ebenezer Akwanga, to Mr. Bo Herbert, to you, John Bakuro, to Lucas, to Sisiko Ayuk Tabe, and to Kometa Elvis, to all of you who are in the front lines. You people start talking to each other and make sure that you give us a break on social media. My dear people, these are very trying moments, and these kinds of messages are messages worth sharing because, to be candid, the people feel that if we come talking on social media, it's like we are failing in our duty. Have we really failed in the front lines? This is a pertinent question we need to ask each other. I don't like to take a lot of time on this platform to delve into the nitty-gritties of this question, but it is absolutely thought-provoking. True, we need to pick up our phones. We need to call each other. We need to tell ourselves that the people are looking onto us. Sometimes I really don't want to be called a leader. I really want to be called an activist. Because when we find ourselves in the kind of struggle in which we are, in a liberation movement like this one, where we're seeking to free our land, there is no point in thinking that people need to worship any one of us. There is every point for us recognizing that we need to mobilize the people towards one big goal. And that goal should be that of achieving the freedom that we all seek. And I'm considering that these messages have not been written only to me. I encourage you, write it to all of those you consider to be leaders. I really think that the issue of frontline or backline or whatsoever doesn't matter at this point in time. What matters is urging all those who have platforms, all those who have a voice, who speak and will listen, to understand that we need to pool our resources together. Thank you, gentle lady. I generally reach out. I will continue to reach out too. But I encourage each and every one of us to touch the leaders in our various chapels, or to touch those who talk on our behalf in places, to recognize that it is time to start talking to each other. It is time to face the situation that is before us. I will come back to this, but let me delve into the crux of this conversation. The breaking news is that La République du Cameroun, at this point in time, at this moment I'm talking, they rose up from their parliament very late in the night. It was about 1, 2 a.m. and it was the caucus of that House of Assembly, not all the parliamentarians. It was mainly those of the CPDM Central Committee, those of the CPDM Politburo who matter. There is a bill they are working on in Parliament. We have reported it in parts, but the real part of that bill has not been touched. Which is that what? Which is that the government of La République du Cameroun is actually working on a bill that will enable Nigeria and La République du Cameroun exchange those they call suspected criminals who are living within their national boundaries. I guess you've understood me well. This means the government of President Muhammadu Buhari and the government of Mr. Paul Biya are about to agree and come out with a common instrument. It's a bilateral agreement between Cameroon and Nigeria, but between Cameroon and French-speaking African countries, specifically, first of all, those of the CEMAC zone and the rest of, what is called the France-Afrique, are tying a bundle to give the possibility for each of those countries to chase into their various national territories or into their various borders anyone whom each of these leaders considers to be a threat in their own countries. So at the multilateral level, La République du Cameroun is sealing the bond with French-speaking African countries. At the bilateral level, they're sealing the bond with Nigeria. And this bill is going to be adopted in the Parliament of La République du Cameroun, specifically what relates to Nigeria, in the next few days. And it is going to be approved, signed into law following the emergency procedure by the President of the Republic, Mr. Paul Biya. And as soon as it is done, as I'm talking to you, my dear people of the Southern Cameroons, mission orders have already been signed for some ministers of La République du Cameroun to travel to the Federal Republic of Nigeria to make sure they conclude the bilateral agreement to ensure this gets into effect immediately. La République du Cameroun will henceforth be free to hunt Southern Cameroonians and any other person from any part of Cameroon they deem necessary within the national territory of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The same thing Nigeria will be able to do in La République du Cameroun. What does this mean? This means the government of Mr. Paul Biya will, in the days ahead, be free to move into the Nigerian territory to hunt for all the activists of the Southern Cameroons who are resident in that country. So, my source in La République du Cameroun, my source in the high offices of the government of Cameroon signaled to me that because it extends to French-speaking Africa, even those who are resident in Ghana will have to be extremely careful because Togo shares a very huge boundary with Ghana. And the plan from La République du Cameroun is they will get into Togo and sneak inside Ghana and kidnap people and take them across into Togo, and they will fly them out of Togo to La République du Cameroun. I guess you understand exactly what I mean here. And the warning I get, if you are invited to attend a meeting anywhere in Africa, you are an activist of the Southern Cameroons, think twice, think thrice, think several times before you find yourself traveling to any country in Africa that shares boundary, especially with a French-speaking African country. This is extremely important. The government of La République du Cameroun has tried to negotiate such treaties with France, but the French government has not turned it down, but they have put forth conditions. And those conditions are contained in a document forwarded to the presidency of La République du Cameroun by French President Emmanuel Macron. After that document was forwarded, Mr. Macron granted an interview to a newspaper known as Jeune Afrique, in which he indicated very clearly that there needs to be power alternation in Cameroon. This is what has provoked the regime of Cameroon to go on the rampage and have mobilized all Betty-led news organs in that country to come out and attack the French president as seeking to bring subversion into Cameroon. But the French government, the government of the United Kingdom, and some authorities in the United States of America have come to the conclusion that they want to see how to keep Cameroon as one. And to do this, they must have to force a transition that will involve transferring power from Mr. Paul Biya to someone of Southern Cameroon's extraction. 3 names are on the table. Of these 3 names, I was given 2. That is Mr. John Gute, the current Prime Minister of La République du Cameroun, Barrister Akeremuna. Of course, we've heard of Barrister Akeremuna several times with presidential ambition. And the 3rd name has been withheld. I understand that 3rd person is based out of the country. And so these 3 names are all from Southern Cameroon's extraction. And these 3 superpowers believe that if they are to place someone of Southern Cameroon's extraction as the 3rd president of Cameroon, it will be the beginning of a solution to the ongoing Southern Cameroon's question. They believe that by this, they will be able to stymie the waters and make the people feel that they belong, and make the people go through what is called identity politics, and shelve the cries, the current outrage, and the current determination for outright independence. My dear people, for this reason, the French president refused to get into this bilateral arrangement. The US government rejected the offer from La République du Cameroun for this kind of arrangement, which will enable La République du Cameroun hunt those that they consider regime dissidents in the United States of America and in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. This is where we stand today. So, my dear people of Southern Cameroons, a lot of efforts have to be put in place to assist all those who are activists, who are known, who are fighting tooth and nail for the freedom of the Southern Cameroons, for the freedom of the people of the Southern Cameroons, for the total liberation of our territory, and who are based in Nigeria to quit that territory as fast as possible. It is important for us to provide the necessary assistance for Southern Cameroonians who are based in Ghana, for example, to take greater dispositions and beware where they go to, who they meet, and the kind of activities they engage in. These are very difficult moments, but there are moments we must stand up to. There are moments we must be able to overcome as we struggle to secure freedom, not only for the Southern Cameroonians of the current generation, but for Southern Cameroonians for generations to come. At this point in time, we must begin to recognize that neutrality is not an option. We must begin to recognize that saying, perhaps I have been hurt one way or the other, and so I need to withdraw from this struggle and only watch and wait. This is not the time for you to do that. You were angered by one person or the other. You were frustrated for one reason or the other. You were pushed out of the struggle by one person or the other, my dear friends. This is the time to come back to the fold, because we face collective disaster. We face collective destruction. We face collective annihilation. This is the time to come back and bring in your force and your necessary contribution, because none of us in this movement right now has a monopoly of knowledge to move us forward. This is a hard moment, and we have to face it. Are you feeling afraid? Feeling discouraged? Are you beginning to tell yourself that ahead is impossible? Take note that behind is worse than ahead. So, the only thing to do is to keep the onward march. Don't stand in one place. By every means, you have to keep moving. And by keeping moving here, I mean do at least one thing every day that will help to take us closer to our objective. This kind of obstacles definitely should be expected if you want to march onto a promised land. There is no easy walk to freedom. If you read Nelson Mandela, you understand where I'm coming from. There is no easy walk to freedom. The path to freedom is thorny, rocky, and sometimes deadly. But chase freedom we must. As long as you breathe air, you have to remain hopeful. As long as you breathe air, you have to keep struggling. You have to keep fighting until you get there. My dear people, some have chastised me, shouted on me, backed down at me because I say, yeah, I really don't believe in the argument of force. I still believe in the force of argument. Yes, we can still do it even in that direction. So today, I'm urging each and every one of us, please close the ranks. Close the ranks. I am at least excited that even in the midst of all this confusion, there are people who have come together and decided that they will not wait for those who are in positions of what they call leadership in this movement. They will not wait on us, including me. They have decided to take the bull by the horn and mobilize from the viewpoint of the civil society. And they have all come together as one. What do they want to do? They want to create a single pot where everybody will donate into that pot. And the first day of full-blown collection is Saturday, November 28th. They are going to be inviting all of us to come there and support this initiative. There is no initiative that should blink. There is no initiative we should abandon. But I want to tell you, my dear people, if you want to encourage collaboration, if you want to encourage us to come together, if you want to encourage us to work together, begin by doing the things that bring us together. Begin by taking resources to places where people pull together. And this will encourage all the rest to move towards that point. And we will work together. At this point in time, I have a request to make. Because every day as I rise up from my bed, I get calls. Calls from left, calls from right, calls in front, calls behind. At this point I'm talking to you, I have 5 serious life-threatening cases. And I need the sum right now of about $1,400 to attend to these emergency situations. I want you to help me. I want you to assist me through this. It is important because these situations have to be addressed within 48 hours. There is one who will have to undergo a surgical operation. This one needs approximately $600,000 in CFA. This one person alone is about $1,200. The other 3 people will be about $175,000, $50,000. These are emergency cases that need to be attended to as a matter of now. If you like what I'm doing, if you are encouraged by my tenacity, if you are encouraged by my resilience also to continue to contribute to this struggle, despite all the attacks on my person, my dear brothers and sisters, this is the time to assist me provide hope to these people who have reached out to me. I'll provide a number. Call me to participate. But as soon as I get this 1,400, I'll stop collecting because I really don't have a personal treasury to keep money. But it's that I have to address these particular problems personally. So if you want to reach out to me to know how far I've gone before you contribute, call me on 443-985-3480. Again, 443-985-3480. If you want to contribute directly without having to call me, use the same number for Cash App. You can use the same number for Zelle. But by all means, as soon as I get to 1,400, I will notify whoever calls to contribute that I've got there, and anything above that money, I will shift it to the big pot that is going to be launched on Saturday by the civil society organizations, made up of too many of the small organizations, women, youth, and all that have come together to create a single collection point, because we must begin from somewhere. If you call me to contribute and I've gone above that threshold, trust me, at least on this, I will tell you what I needed has already been gathered. But what you are bringing now will have to go to that other site, and I will direct you how to send it there, or if it gets to me and I have to send it there, I'll get a receipt from there and get it back to you, so that you know that that is where henceforth we should put together money. But why am I picking this up before time? Because within the next 48 hours, it will not yet be Saturday. But my dear brothers and sisters, this is an urgent need. It has to be addressed. Reach out to me. Please, let me help these people who believe that I, Bakuro, can at least get people to bring them this assistance. Some of these are women who have lost everything. Some of these are young men who have also had everything taken away from them. Some of these are older people who have been totally dispossessed by circumstances, but they need this assistance at this point in time. So, in sum, my dear people of the Southern Cameroons, despite the difficulties we have before us, we still have the potential to overcome. The power to overcome is in our hands. But the only way to unlock that power is coming together. Is encourage each and every one of us that yes, we can still work together. We can still put Southern Cameroons, we can still put Ambazonia first. This lady told me, you people should stop shouting on social media. I assure you, I've been talking to a lot of people, and now we'll continue. And I'm urging those of you who are on the front lines and listening to me, that the call from the people is let us begin to talk to each other as much as possible, kill our differences as fast as possible, and try to make sure we talk to one another. All of those who are telling us that I'm endorsing this process or endorsing the other, these people have one objective right now. They believe in what they consider to be the territorial integrity of Cameroon, something we all believe in, because we know that the territory of Cameroon does not involve Southern Cameroons. But erroneously, they continue, or sometimes even knowingly, to insist that we belong there. So, we better make hay where the sun shines. I wish all of us well as we continue to put our efforts together to secure freedom for our people. Yes, we can make it despite the obstacles before us. To God be the glory.